Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today with the guys from the MRC in the ITCC League. This is League 2 I'm covering, and you can see we are at the famous Daytona. Get everyone nice and dizzy before we start the race. And this is race 3 from the evening. And this was the lottery drawn track and car number. I can't remember what the number was. I think it was 7 for this race. There they are. After the grid got sorted, Brucey is on pole. Aaron is second. In third we have Judge. In fourth we have Don. In fifth place we have Crazy. In sixth we have Graphics. In seventh place we have Phil. In eighth we have Ice. And in ninth place we have Golden Brownie. 10th is the Crow. In 11th we have Mark, and bringing up the rear we have Gary in 12th. Let's get these guys underway. 20 minutes, obviously depending on what tyres they used for the first 2 rounds. Depends on obviously what they are using for this one. So if they use 2 softs, they'll have to use the mediums for this one, and obviously if they use the mediums in the first 2, they can use the softs for this race. So let's get these guys going. 4 lights, 5 lights. Someone got a jump start there, I'm not sure who it was. It looks like Crazy got a bit of a jump start, but Bruce gets away nicely, and across the line they go to start lap 1. Aaron in second. These two have got a little bit of a gap already to Don in third. But let's see if they all make it nicely through turn 1. They do. Crazy at the back with that jump start. Brucey already having to try and defend against Aaron into the International Horseshoe. He does so. Aaron goes a little bit wide there onto the grass. It's going to give Judge a run out of the International Horseshoe up towards the left-hand kink, towards the second hairpin. That's given Brucey a nice little lead at the moment. Looks like everyone's getting through nicely through the second hairpin. Oh, Aaron's gone sideways. Where's Aaron? Where's he gone? There he is. What happened with Aaron? He gets a little bit of a bump there from Mark on the exit of the hairpin. So I don't know if Mark's going to wait up for that, or he gets reset as well back on the track. Luckily there was no one behind him. But on to the banking we go for the first time. Brucey in first with Judge in second, Phil in third, Mark in fourth, Graphics 5th, Ice in 6th, Golden in 7th, side by side with the Crow and Gary right behind. So are they going to make it? No, they're not going to make it 3 wide. They're only going to be 2 wide coming up to the Le Mans chicane. It looks like the Crow, are they still side by side going through? They are. We'll go back and watch that from on board. It doesn't normally work going side by side, but racing room is given between the 2 of them. And Golden Brownie comes out just in front of Crow, but Gary then nips up the inside of the Crow on the exit. And Dom there is in 10th, so I don't know if he got caught up in that little incident with Aaron. Crow's dropped back down to 10th place as well now. Crazy at the back, obviously after that false start, and Aaron, sorry, Crazy in 11th, Aaron's at the back now after that incident with Mark on the first lap. But Brucey there, still out in front. Phil's gone up the inside of Judge, so that's a change for second place. How does Phil do it? He's going to go around the outside. Looks like he is. No. Oh no, Judge goes wide. That's how Phil's been able to nip up the inside into second place. So he's now on the charge to the rear end of that Hyundai of Brucey. Brucey's on the mediums, so Phil's going to have an advantage through the infield to catch up to the back, which he already has done, to the back end of first place there. Judge there on softs, Mark on softs, Graphics on the mediums, Don's on the mediums as well. Crazy on the mediums. Aaron has come into the pit. Not sure why he's coming to the pit. Maybe we shouldn't need to be changing tyres. But Phil is in first. How did Phil get into first? Was it into the second hairpin? It was. Literally just moved off from this as I went through the tyres. Gets up the inside of Brucey nicely there. Brucey then just slips in back behind. Probably not going to fight too much, seeing he is on the different tyres to a lot of these guys. Getting it sideways, coming out onto the banking. Is he going to keep ahead of Judge? I think Judge has been able to slip up the inside, and Mark's going to then follow suit and just keep ahead of Brucey now. So Brucey dropped down to fourth place from first to fourth in 3/4 of a lap so far for Brucey, but Judge and Mark looks like they're going to go side by side. No, they do get back in line through the Le Mans chicane, and away they go. Does everyone else get through nicely? Golden Brownie's gone on for a nice little drift through the chicane. Let's see how he does it. He's got no one else around him. Just goes in a bit too hot. Luckily not to go into the ball, but that's going to drop him down from 9th to 10th. Gets just back on track, not getting in the way of anyone, but down to 11th place. Here's Golden. Aaron there. He's changed from the mediums to the softs. Not sure if that's in the rules or not. I know I had a mess up with the tyres. Running red tyres is allowed in the series this time round. I know a few guys ran more than one full lap on the red tyres, but we've got a battle here for second place between Mark and Judge, with Brucey just watching behind, but Mark's been able to get ahead of Judge now through turn 1. It's a cracking angle, this one, of the International Horseshoe. Watching through as they all go back onto the little straight towards the kink. It's crazy, he's been able to catch up to the back of Gary a little bit there as well. Pete, Aaron's quite a way behind at the moment, but Phil been able to get out in front and put a little bit of a lead over now Mark. So see if Mark can work his way up to the back of Phil. So both on racing softs, these two at the front, same as Judge. So these three should be pulling away from Brucey in the infield part of Daytona. And Brucey's now got a fast catching Graphics behind him in the Lexus, and not the greatest angle for if they're going side by side into it. Looks like they are. Brucey does let Graphics go through, but gets a drive coming out, and back round the outside does Brucey, and Crow does the same. Graphics picks up a half-second penalty, so obviously got it in a bit too hot and cut the exit. And obviously with this track you do serve the penalties that lap, so you've got no chance to gain any advantage through doing a whole lap. So Graphics will probably drop down. I don't think Don's going to get past him, or will he? It's going to be close. Go across the line side by side. Graphics didn't see him there as he popped up, but Graphics has dropped down to weights. They go in. They're all fighting up ahead here between the Crow, Ice and Don. Brucey just in front as well, so the front three have just broke away from this mid-pack. Ice nearly runs into the back of the Crow there, just missing his braking point, it looked like. Brucey doing fairly well so far on their mediums, been able to keep in the top 4 so far, but Crow is looking menacing, trying to go around the outside. Ice has got some interesting lines through the hairpins. That's 2 corners, I think he's just run a little bit too deep. I think the Crow will try and get past Brucey. He'll get him past there. I thought he was going to try and get a slipstream and slingshot past. There's a big slide. What is Ice doing? Coming onto the banking. Don's got a half-second penalty as well. Not too sure where you get that round the rest of the lap. Maybe the little left-hand kink. Ice just got on the power a bit too soon and it just kicked out. Will he get reset for being under the yellow line for too long? No, he doesn't. He does join back on track. Lost a couple of places there, now down to 8th. Picked up a 2.5 second penalty for cutting the track. Didn't gain an advantage, but he's definitely cut the track. So at the front, Phil has just been able to creep away from Mark. Mark did set the fastest lap only by 0.03 of a second from Phil, so pretty much identical lap times for lap 3. Judge there, just 2 tenths slower, but still in the slipstream range of Mark up ahead. The Crow there, now he's dispatched of Brucey. He's got about a 2-3 second gap to catch up to the back of Judge. Brucey will probably want to be trying to just stick with him and get pulled along for the ride in that slipstream, but he will lose time in the infield. Graphics up to 6th place now after Don served his penalty, and obviously Ice would have served his 2.5 second penalty, so he's now in a battle with Crazy and Golden for 9th place. Crazy's going very wide coming through the chicane at the beginning of the lap. Ice just been able to defend from Golden there. Aaron there still coming round at the back. Obviously finishing the race, he's still going to score points, so that's all you got to do. But Phil has looked like he's been caught a little bit there by Mark. What was the lap times? Yeah, he's caught a 10th has Mark on the last lap, so probably that slipstream just helping him out there. Judge dropped a little bit more off as well, but he's still going to be in that slipstream to keep up with the guys in front. He's going to be not getting the most of it. The Crow 55.2, so he lost a little bit of time like that, but see now he hasn't got anyone to fight with. How quick the Crow is. Brucey in 5th place. Graphics got Don and Gary up behind him. They get through, but it looked like Ice was trying to defend coming into the Le Mans chicane. Does keep ahead of Golden through there. They go. It was tight from Golden. Did he get a penalty for that? He did. It looked like it was tight, so he's going to drop off the back of Ice now when he comes round to the penalty gates in a moment's time. Not been able to do anything about Ice in front of him, but will that allow Crazy to catch up to Golden? I think he's too far behind. Currently, he's too far behind to make a move into turn 1. So after 10 minutes, Phil out in 1st, Mark 2nd, and Judge in 3rd. We'll see what lap times these guys have done. 54s, 54.2s, yeah, so Crow is a couple of attempts quicker, and he hasn't got any slipstream as well, so Crow is definitely catching up to the front 3. Maybe with about 5 minutes to go, it will be a battle of the Scirocco against the one Swift. Brucey's there, still in 5th place, so doing a good result there. Don, he's also on the medium, so Graphics has dropped back a little bit because he was behind Brucey. Gary right behind the graphics there. Going out wide onto the banking was graphics, but you've got to get down to that yellow line, shortest route. So it will be the quickest. Ice there, he's got Golden behind him, but I don't think there's anyone close. Coming up to the chicane, Golden giving Ice a bit of a bump there. Not thinking about going for the move, just trying to keep these two going to catch up to the back of that pack you can see right up ahead. But Gary is going on the outside of graphics. I don't think that's going to really work around here. Do need to be on that low line to get the keeping the slipstream and get a slingshot past. Gary does pull back inside. Will he go for a move into turn 1? We shall see. They are fairly close to each other. Gary just sticks behind. Ooh, give graphics a bit of a bump. Graphics saves it lovely. Yeah, and gets it going again. So no harm, no foul between them two. They keep racing on. Ice there, he's still got Golden behind him. Crazy has dropped off the back of these guys, but he is on the medium, so struggling a little bit to keep up with the pace. And Aaron there, actually under the softs, but right at the back, about 30 seconds behind Crazy at the moment, and about 50 seconds behind the leaders. So yeah, it's just a race of finishing for Aaron. But Phil there, he pulled out a little bit of a gap that last lap. Judge was dropped a little bit from them as well. The Crow, a 54 point dead, sorry, and a 54.6. So yeah, Judge is definitely dropping off the back of Mark here and into the clutches of the Crow. So the two for the first race are slowly coming back together again. Obviously the Crow got the better of Judge in the first one, to see if the Judge can get the better of the Crow this time round. Brucey there, comfortably in 5th. He's got Don behind, but Don's probably just in the slipstream range. Picked up a half-second penalty, has Don. Graphics has got Gary behind, and Ice not too far behind, and Golden. So this has become a four-way battle now for 7th place. Will Gary try a different tactic coming into turn 1 and not bump into the back of graphics? Let's have a look. Golden's looking feisty behind Ice as well. Gary does a little bit more sensible this time. Ooh, does look like he was going to go up the inside, but he doesn't. So these four all staying in the places they were when I joined this four-way battle, but it looks like it's hotting up between them. Ice there going in. Looked like he's trying to go up the inside of Gary, but Golden gets a good drive. No, he doesn't. Ice gets a better drive out of the International Horseshoe. And Ice pulls back in front. And as... oh, Gary's going up the inside. I don't think it's going to work because Graphics is going to get the power on a lot earlier than Gary will. Let's just jump forward. The Crows, yeah, he's definitely catching up to Judge now, so I think he'll be fairly close to that slipstream range. And Mark and Phil battling for first place now. Mark set purple lap, last lap round, so will Mark try and get a good drive out of the chicane onto the second part of the banking, technically turn 3 and 4 of the oval. Let's stick with these two and see if there is a change for first place. Looks like Mark's getting a good run. A little bit of lagging around the banking, there always is. Mark's gone on the outside, he's got the power, he just drives straight round the outside of Phil. Into first place goes Mark. Does he get it stopped in time? Phil's looking around the outside. He's not going to have it in that easy. But these two definitely pulled away from Judge now, who's now slowly getting caught by the Crow. But Phil's, yeah, it's definitely giving him a hard time. He's looking up the inside. up towards the little left-hand kink. Oh, Phil's got into first, so he's just ahead of him, coming through. Oh, Phil's gone up wide. And that is, oh, Phil had saved that. That would have been an incredible save. But he just got wide coming through the kink, but he's going to drop back down to 4th place now. So that's going to promote Judge and Crow up to 2nd and 3rd. So Mark now hasn't got anyone to fight, but he has lost a lot of time. So what happened with Mark? Did he think he caused that incident? I think he was just doing a lot of braking, didn't want to hit Phil, and just allowed Judge. No, he's not putting all the throttle down. So he obviously thought he probably hit Phil, but Phil said to him on the chat, no, go for it, it was his mistake. So it's now going to be a three-way Scirocco battle for 1st place with only just over 3.5 minutes to go of the race. That should be very interesting now with Crow coming up fairly quickly. Brucey there in 5th place, Gary in 6th. Oh, Ice has done it again. He's got on the power too early, coming onto the banking for the 9th time. Did he get on the power? Just got on the power, and the back end just sticks out. That car must be good if it's in a drifting competition, but we're in a race. Ice, you want to be going in a straight line, not sideways. So that's now made this 4-way battle down to, at the moment it looks like a 2-way battle between Graphics, Golden for 7th place. They're going too wide into the chicane. Golden gets it later on the brakes, does get it stopped. Will he pack up a penalty for any corner cutting? But they do catch up to Gary through there. Doesn't look like he will. So that's good between Golden and Graphics through the Le Mans chicane. Jump back Don there in 9th. Ice now down to 10th place. He's having a good race. Obviously, if he didn't have them 2 spins, he'd be probably better than about 4th place. 4th or 5th place, I would say. Crazy there in 11th. Aaron down in 12th still. But the Crow all looking up the inside of Judge through the International Horseshoe. Doesn't look like he's been able to get it done though. You just have to slip in behind through the left-hand kink up towards the 2nd hairpin. But you're not going to really outbrake another car on all 3 of these, all on the racing softs, all in the same car. So it's going to be very hard to try and overtake in a corner. The only way you're going to be doing it is keeping nice and tight, getting a drive out the corner like the Crow. As you can see, it's just closing up that gap inch by inch and getting the slipstream to try and get past. So is this going to be a change for 2nd place? But as soon as Crow pulls out that slipstream, he's going to lose speed because Judge is just going to be in the slipstream of Mark ahead. He does just pull in back in front, does Judge, into that 2nd place. So will Crow have another look into turn 1? It looks like he's going to have a look now, going out on the outside into the 2nd part of the banking, but let's say going out wide you just lose so much time through the dirty air. You just can't carry the overspeed that you'd really want. But Mark there, he's got a little gap now in front of these 2. Crow's gone up the inside of Judge. Judge left the door open and Crow took that opportunity and nipped through. So a great optimistic move there from the Crow. Up to 2nd place he goes. Looks like they did catch up to the back of Mark there as well, obviously using his slipstream to close that gap down. Phil now in 4th place. Brucey running it out wide, but keeping it on track. Golden Brownie into 6th place. He's got past Graphics and Gary. So Golden now looks like he's pulled a little bit of a gap from Graphics, who is on the mediums as well, so we won't get slowed down through the infield. And stuck behind, but Gary is now stuck behind Graphics through the infield. Oh, we're on our final lap. Has anyone else finished? No, Aaron's just coming across the line now to finish the race in 12th. Didn't realise 20 minutes had gone so fast. Mark's now in first, Crow second, Judge third. I think this is where the battle is. The only other battle I think is between Graphics and Gary. You've got Don and Ice there as well in the two Beamers. Crazy there, just a little bit off the back of them too. But Mark coming into the Le Mans chicane for the final time. All you've got to do is just hit your apexes. Don't get that penalty because you will lose a penalty. Ooh, it was close. I think he's good. Crow there, he's just pulled away a little bit from Mark, but it looks like Mark's going to get this win at Daytona of round 3, race 3. He's too far ahead of the Crow, coming up to the line for the final time. Well done, Mark. A great race. Crow in second, Judge in third. All three of them within a couple of seconds. Phil comes across to finish in fourth. Brucey, great result, starting on the mediums in first. Comes across in fifth. Golden Brownie in sixth place. Graphics does keep ahead of Gary for seventh. Gary in eighth. Don comes across in ninth. Ice in 10th place. And Crazy to finish them off will be in 11th. Obviously, if you enjoyed this commentary, please hit that like button and obviously that subscribe with the little bell, and you get notified when I next upload a video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.